Hello and welcome back, adventurers. Get comfy as we talk about the land all of you should avoid. Formerly a core domain, Bluetspur is now a barren island domain floating in the mists. A lone mountain chain which was violently torn out of Balanox, massive spurs of rock jut from peaks at impossible angles, defying gravity. The sun never shines in this land, so it has no distinct day or night cycle. However, the entire horizon glows with a ruddy hue of dusk, casting a reddish tint over the land during the day. The various streams drain from the mountains. Vegetation is almost non-existent due to the absence of sun. A few species of sticky fungi grow in the crevices at lower elevations, but the land is otherwise barren and stony. When night falls, the sky becomes completely black and lightning begins to strike with electrifying frequency. Those who remain under the open skies during the storms do not survive for long. However, those who take shelter underground must deal with the mind flayers. They appear at the surface only occasionally, but the use of magic here creates an arcane resonance which can attract their attention. Mind flayer colony in Bluetspur consists of a couple hundred if only count Illithids themselves. Each mind flayer in the community has at least 2 slaves to do its bidding. According to rare survivors that come back from the Blasted Domain, Illithids mainly use Drow and Duergar as muscle, while other races toil in the underground complexes. The only other intelligent creatures in Bluetspur are the escaped slaves who call themselves the Shadowed Brethren. They are broken ones, results of the cruel experiments of mind flayers. To avoid and combat their captors, they developed innate defenses that prevent psionic intrusions. Not all Shadowed Brethren are so endowed, and those who fail to develop these powers usually die under the stress of slavery. Bluetspur's broken ones escaped their former masters and fled into the fissures that honeycomb the walls around the complex, where they have formed their fraternity. The only tenet that binds them together is a mutual desire to survive. Their shared skills allow them to steal goods and scavenge sustenance from the Illithids, and their mutual hatred of their former captors also brings them together. The Shadowed Brethren resemble the animals that they have been magically and genetically linked with, and favor their animal half over their humanoid one. The Broken Ones know the languages they spoke before their conversions, but they also developed a secret one peculiar to them, a measure of all the members' languages, plus terms they have adopted to describe things in their closed environment. The conversation between the two brethren sounds like a mixture of street slang and all known dialects cobbled together, incomprehensible to even the most talented linguist. Given the chance, Broken Ones will ambush a lone Illithid and murder him, but whether they derive more pleasure from exacting revenge or from having a good dinner is hard to tell. The Shadowed Brethren aid enemies of the Mind Flayers as they can, but they remain fearful and distrustful of all strangers. Bluetspur is ruled by a powerful being known only as the Godbrain. Its lair is believed to lie deep beneath Mal Macabre, where their gigantic brain floats in a deep pool of brine, using psionic domination to control his subjects. Those few who have escaped his domain claim that the Godbrain constantly intruded into their subconscious minds, drawing forth their darkest thoughts and fears during the day and setting horrible nightmares when the night came. It may be that the Lord lives vicariously through other sentient beings, very few of which exist on his land. The Lord of Bluetspur is keenly aware of the multitudes of High Master Illithid's plots to usurp it and seems to enjoy its rebellious servant. The Godbrain knows that it possesses the power to crush his servant at any time, so it does not worry about these plans. In the past, the High Master Illithid and Lisa von Zarvich were the creators of vampire Illithids that now threaten all life in Bluetspur. Lisa came here with the notion of mounting a coup against Strahd. She believed that Mind Flayers can overpower the Lord of Barovia with their inner psionic abilities, but in the end, she was forced to run back to Barovia, where her plan to turn the High Master Illithid into her thrall failed. The prototype vampire Illithids created by the joint efforts of the vampire and Mind Flayer were believed to have been destroyed, but their regenerative powers enabled them to survive and escape into the wild, where they have flourished. The vampire Illithids are rabidly insane monsters, but one of them has retained enough of its intelligence to become even more dangerous. Its name is Athakitha. Like all vampire Illithids, Athakitha is unable to speak or communicate with other races, but it does seem to be able to convey information to its fellow vampire Illithids, possibly by some manner of rudimentary telepathy. Athakitha was the last vampire Illithid created by Lisa von Zarvich and the High Master before they gave up on the experiment. Its high intelligence is proof that at least some progress was being made in the project. Like the rest, Athakitha survived the High Master's attempts to destroy these flawed creations and fled into the catacombs that run beneath the entire domain of Bluetspur. With insane cunning, it has since evaded all attempts to recapture or destroy it, remaining free to wreak havoc on any unfortunate enough to fall into its clutches. While the majority of this debased breed have remained near the Mindflayer city, Athakitha preferred to haunt the surface, especially along the borders of the neighboring domains when Bluetspur was still part of the core. Rumors spread prior to Grand Conjunction. In Haslan, strange and terrible creatures moved in packs, attacking travelers on the road between Toyalis and Slyvar. Similar stories have been told in Baravia's village of Amol, undoubtedly reminding Lisa of her prior failure. Thank you so much for your time, patient listeners. Bluetspur is a frustrating domain to research. If adventurers agree to go, they never return. And my scrying was blocked by the Godbrain so many times. So please, dear listeners, contact me if you have anything to share. And as always, take care while crossing the mists.